What is the... Oh, yeah. And I'm going to do one more thing. And we go to Zoom. This is incredible, Jerry. I'm just going to check that everything is working. Yeah, this is okay. Should be okay. And here. Okay, Jerry, we are on.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, Jerry, so this is going to be just a conversation. This is not an interview. I know you well, so this is not new. And I invite you to make me questions, to do just questions in the same way. And the first thing that I would like to know is where, in your opinion, in your experience, where fear comes from?
Where fear in general comes from.
Yes, I know that comes from many sides, many aspects, many backgrounds. But in this case, where I perceive the fear, the massive fear, where that fear comes from?
I mean, if you look at this in general terms, I mean, you've got the global population being forced into a space that is totally uncomfortable for them. They're being forced into the unknown. They're being forced to stay in their homes. They can't go out shopping. They can't go to work. They can't go to the gym. People can't go for a walk. People can't socialize. I mean, it's just completely abnormal. So people are naturally scared about that because it's the unknown. Human beings stay away from the unknown because the unknown is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, everybody is being forced into a place that is the unknown. And if you're not, versed in taking yourself into the unknown on a daily basis, like a lot of other people do, then it's going to be scary. The body is addicted to certain chemicals that are produced by certain events, fears, emotions. The ego likes to take you into the future and the past because it has power when it's brought into the present moment and it becomes still. It doesn't like it. Fear only exists in the future.
Exactly.
And right now the future is kind of uncertain, and people are thinking about it, not knowing where it's gonna go, and people are just, people don't know what to do with themselves. There's a lot of fear around, and if you look at the news, you get to shit yourself because it looks terrifying. It's crazy.
But are you terrified?
No, I'm having the best time of my life, man.
Me too. Now,
I've never been so relaxed. I've never been so chilled. I mean, my days are just consistent of getting up, writing, hitting the punch bag, making some videos, going for a run, doing some push-ups, got some weight in the garden. I'm just chilling, man. I'm doing some online stuff with the tribe, some meditations, global meditations, and other kind of online workshops. And I've never been so relaxed and so chilled. I mean, it's just, I think it's a great time and space at the moment to create and really elevate your frequency and go within.
Exactly. For example, Jerry, I had a Reiki training yesterday. At the beginning, people were coming, but four came. Let me tell you a story. Before the training, because some concerns, the lady had the concern, so I check everyone energetically if they had the coronavirus. And one lady that was going to come, I checked positive with my pendulum. And without telling me anything, she didn't show up.
So, are you guys actually allowed to meet at the moment then, wherever you are?
Yes, we had a training session, and I don't know if we are allowed to, or not, but we can go out and I did a training, and four brave people, two women and two men, half Spanish upbringing and half American. It was a perfect balance, and it was the best training I ever had in my life. And when they came, I asked, "Do you mind? Do you mind a hug? A hug?" Of course not. We hugged each other. We did everything, and actually, for respect, I made this homemade mask. Nobody wanted.
Yeah.
So this is what happened when we don't have fear. It was the best training I ever had in my life. And my life is also, I didn't change absolutely anything.
I mean, I truly feel that if your frequency is high enough and you're in the right mindset, heart set, you're just not going to get it. And, you know, to be honest with you, is there really something so severe to actually get? I mean, we're hearing that all these people have died, but have they really died? I don't know.
But Jerry, there is other thing. There are only two things. I'm not going to talk about even the conspiracy theory, because for that we can talk for 3 or 4 hours. But there are only two important facts. Every year die in the world globally over 30,000 people because of the flu caused by a virus. Why this year is any different? Not even we get to the number of 30,000. The other thing is this. When I talk about, I translate from English to Spanish a video that says by a PhD, a PhD, and also I have another from a Mexican doctor. They show that heat from the sauna or other ways kills the virus. And Jerry, I work in a hyperthermia cancer clinic, which we just gave heat to kill the cancer and works really well. The success rate of this treatment was 10 times or 20 times higher than conventional treatment. So I know that heat is a great way to heal. And fever is just heat produced by the body to kill the viruses. So when I put those videos in Facebook, they put it down. It's like somebody doesn't want people to know that this is not as serious as the news are showing it. So, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, this is a created fear. And there is a story, a tale in India and also in the Middle East, that the ghost virus comes to town. And this saint is yogi meditating and tells the ghost, please don't come to my village where we are revering or praying to God. And the ghost says, well, my dear, karmically, 3 people have to go. So the saint understand, karmically, 3 people has to go, and the next day 3 people die. But the next day 10 people die, and the following 20 people die. So the saint is concerned and upset with the ghost because he thinks that he was fooled. So he calls the ghost and tells the ghost, you told me that only 3 people were going to die. I swear by the Great Spirit, I took only 3. The others died because of fear. You know that.
I've heard that kind of story, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to comment on that too much if you don't want to get into conspiracy theories and
No,
the truth.
we don't need.
Yeah, because that will just take us down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But how people can get out? How can we heal from here?
I mean, what is there to heal from?
That's right. But people have fear. How can we educate people to leave the fear? And you said something very important. Fear is thinking too much about the future.
What we've got to do is to realize, you know, if we look at this from a different perspective, let's look at this from the perspective that we as human beings have totally taken the piss out of this planet. I read this thing yesterday and it was about caterpillars, and it says that caterpillars eat 300 times their body weight every single day before they go into their cocoon to sit in the darkness before they emerge as a beautiful butterfly. And we as human beings have been like the caterpillars, consuming 300 times our body weight every single day. We're greedy. We've been, you know, consuming and consuming, building and, you know, destroying this earth in so many different ways as a species. And now we're getting our ass kicked. We're being forced to go into the cocoon to sit still. And if you look at the analogy of a caterpillar, scientists have they've cut caterpillars out of the chrysalis before it's time, and the butterfly can't fly because it's not been in the darkness long enough. And we as human beings aren't going to come out the other end of this until we learn, until we remember, until we wake up. So we've got to sit in our homes like caterpillars in a chrysalis, in a cocoon, in the darkness, growing, nourishing ourselves, relearning, remembering, rediscovering what is important within our own hearts and our own consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we'll come out the other side and we'll birth a new planet together, a new way of living, a new way of being.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we have to go into a place of surrender and acceptance. And by stepping into that space of surrender and acceptance, we step into that space of unconditional love, where we just observe ourselves being in this environment and we accept ourselves being in this space,
Mm-hmm.
where there's no thoughts, where there's no emotions, where we liberate ourselves from the mind, the ego, and thoughts about the future, the past, what is going to happen, what may not happen, the bank's going to collapse, how many people are going to die, will we survive, are we going to have enough food, all of these crazy things. Forget about all of that. Be still, meditate, exercise, eat clean foods, and look after yourself. Read books. You know, start to rediscover who you are as a human being, start to reset your values and your priorities, and reestablish a platform for you to grow from as an individual and as a human being living in, living in part of a collective, you know, living in a global family. Because not only have we got to reestablish our own priorities as individuals, we've got to reestablish how we want to move forward as a human species, as one. You know, where we don't rape and pillage our planet, where we care and share, where we don't consume far too much, where we just utilize what we require to have an amazing life on this planet. You know, right now, the fish are flourishing in the seas. My friend, he sells fish. And I saw him a few days back, and he said, you know, he gets fish from Cornwall and brings it up to Cheltenham, where we live. And he said, right now, the fishermen are chucking all the fish back in the sea. And I said, why? He said, because no one wants to buy them. He said, the price has gone right down. I said, I thought the price would go up in a time like this. He said, no, because the bars and the restaurants and all this have closed. He said, you know, the outlets for the consumers has gone. So all of the fish are being chucked back in, and a lot of fishermen aren't even going out to sea now. So you think how many millions of fish are not dying every single day. Mother Nature is replenishing. The skies are bluer. I mean, the frequency in the atmosphere feels a lot higher. It feels different.
I went to the beach with a friend 2 days ago, And I go to the beach very often. I live a mile away. And the wind comes from the ocean. And the air was so fresh that I just couldn't believe it. Jerry, for the first time since I came to LA 30 years ago, there is no chemtrails. So, and even I remember one day it was raining so hard and the birds were chirping. They never are singing when it's raining.
Yeah.
So I guess,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, zero chemtrails. I've seen the odd helicopter fly around. Yeah, I mean, we're having a spring at the moment. You know, we've actually had a number of days of sun in a row, and it's the 29th of March. I mean, you know, it used to be like that in England all the time when I was a kid, you know, but recently it's just been shitty weather for the last few years. But this last week or so has been beautiful. Today it's been a little bit cloudy and a bit colder, but the sun's still out. You know, it's normally peeing down with rain, it's grey, it's dismal, it's bleak, but it's different. Something's changing.
But the other thing that I think, when people see that, this is a fact, people have to take their power back. And somehow, in a peaceful way, but consistently, and we have to let the, the ones who control, whether it's the government, the companies, that we want this. We want clear skies. We want the nature to be respected and stop, as you said, this uncontrollable consumerism. Now, how do you see people in England? Do you see that people is getting this message outside of the people that you work with?
Yes and no. I mean, I think the longer this goes on for, the more people are going to get this message. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, here we're allowed to go out to go to the shops. I went into a shop the other day and I was walking down past the kind of fridge. I was going to get some eggs, and there was a lady stood by the eggs, and I walked towards the eggs, and she's backed up like 2 or 3 meters, and she's like that to let me past. I said, "It's all right, love. You know, you're not going to catch anything from me." And she just like looked away, scared in pure fear. So there's a lot of people with that kind of mentality, and that's cool because that's where some people are. There's some people, you know, I go out for a run really early in the morning, and I will see a few people walking their dogs, and very rarely do people say hello. But I always say hello to people. I'm like, "How you doing? I love you." I'm just in their face, just trying to share some positive energy. But I've noticed over these last like 7 to 10 days, people are like, "Good morning, how are you?" Like they're really chirpy, you know, and that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are kind of like, you know, connecting like that. Maybe it's because it's in an open space and people aren't so fearful. I don't know, because they're in the road. They don't think we're in a confined space and they're going to catch anything. I don't know. I think those same people, if I saw them in the supermarket, would be cool too. But there are certain people that are in fear. I went to my mum's house about, I don't know, a week or so ago. I didn't tell her I was coming. She opened the front door, looked out, she said, "I'm self-isolating, you can't come in." And anyway, she sent us round the back. I went round there on Mother's Day, that was it, on the 23rd. Yeah, she sent us round the back. She came through the house into the back garden, and we sat in the back garden and chatted. So like some people have really bought into it, they're really taking it seriously. And maybe we should, on some respect, take it seriously. There's something going on. People are catching something, but like you said, maybe it's the fear that's actually,
Mm-hmm.
you know, breaking people down.
Yesterday, I went to a natural kind of market, and I went to buy my young coconuts. Of course, it's the second time in these 2 weeks, and there was no one. But all of a sudden, I saw the produce, all the vegetables, the huge wall-to-wall display it was full of produce again. So people are not panicking. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and I see a 16-year-old client of mine. And I did like that. She came, she gave me a hug. And then the mother, who is my client too, came 5 minutes later, came and I said, do you mind a hug? Of course not. So there are people who understand this. And I think the people who understand that we have to leave the fear, because it doesn't do anything. The fear brings the immune system down. To try and you know that, right? So to try to pass on this calmness, like you said, I was thinking also exactly like you, why I am so chill, why I am so calm, when I don't have fear. But in my case, I tell you what is in my case. In my case, what have done this is daily meditations for 40 years, because I feel that peace, I feel that love, and nothing can bother me. So people will have to find a way to find that peace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Only find their way through their own experience. And like for me, I mean, we're doing what we're doing online to help, you know, the Star Magic tribe and everybody that wants to kind of come online and engage with us. And I'm putting out videos and messages to assist people. But at the same time, it's like it's always been, brother. Every single human being has to take responsibility for their own actions and their own lives. We can't make anyone do anything. But right now, there is like a contained captive audience. You know, there's 4 billion plus people on the internet. It's rising because people have got nothing else to do. So if we can just put out goodness, then more and more people are gonna receive that. But at the end of the day, people still have to take that action. I mean, I think the best thing that most people can be doing at the moment, whether you're in a house, whether you're in an apartment, whether you've got a balcony or no balcony or a garden or whatever, if you've just got one room that you've got to stay in, everybody can breathe. And, you know, by breathing deeply, we can switch on certain parts of our body, our central nervous system, our pineal gland. We can activate certain chemicals that self-heal, that raise, amplify our immune system. And this doesn't cost anything apart from a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. You know, so that, you know, when you know, but I'm going to share this for others. You breathe into your belly, you activate your calm receptors. You breathe into your chest, you activate your fear receptors. So even just simple breathing, sit on the edge of your bed every single morning, breathe in through your nose, down to the pit of your stomach, let it out slow. And even if you do that for 10 minutes before you start your day and start being consciously aware of your breathing. And you know, I mean, starting 4 o'clock tomorrow online every single day, London time, I'm doing an immune system frequency support thing, which we're going to be doing breathing exercises, activations, meditation, all that sort of stuff. And we're going to start doing it every single day from this week onwards until all of this stuff passes. So if anyone's a bit stuck, go to startmagichealing.com and go into our Infinity section, join up, and then you'll get free access to this every single day, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. I started doing the same about 10 days ago, a daily healing meditation and distance healing, group healing at 2 p.m. So people from Spain and Argentina and of course from America can listen. As you said, many people are locked down at home, most people, and not many people can because it's not their path, the meditation, but some people found the value. Some people tell me, I like to listen to your voice because the news makes me nervous. Of course, don't watch the news, but people need this. And people are understanding. The ones who were inquiring in the spiritual path, they know that this is the way to release the fears. The ones who were not, they are watching what you do, what I do, and they say, okay, how come these two guys from different parts of the world that at the time we used to be enemies, England and Argentina, they are talking together, they are chill, and they don't worry about all these things of the news? Well, because in a way we know deep inside that this is what it is. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, I agree 100% with you. Fear comes from the unknown. People don't like the unknown. I remember being in church when I was 19 years old, and the priest said that to the kids. I never forgot that. But also fear comes from unfinished businesses. If we have, and we don't talk to our brother, we don't talk to the neighbor, we don't talk to an ex-relationship, and that thing is still holding in our body, well, this is the time to heal it. So this is the time to heal everything.
Yeah, I mean, old anger issues, old rejection issues, old guilt issues, abandonment stuff, whatever it is, whether it's from childhood, teenage years, adult life, past lives, parallel realities, now's the time to go in and sort it. But first of all, people have to get over that kind of mind block of acceptance and decide, you know what, I can't fight against this.
Exactly.
There is no point. So I may as well just go with the flow, like water flowing down a river, stroking the rocks. It doesn't come to a rock and think, oh shit, how am I going to get around it? It strokes it, it glides over it, it hugs it and caresses it and keeps moving. What we've got to do as humans is just first accept that we're going through this process. And whatever reasons there are inside people's conscious minds and subconscious minds that this is happening, you know, there's all sorts of stuff flying around the internet of why this is happening. Is it real? Isn't it real? Is it this conspiracy, that conspiracy? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
What does matter is that we're in our homes and there's fuck all we can do about it. So we may as well just accept it, kick back, enjoy the process, and use this time wisely to create, dance, laugh, do things that set our soul on fire. Mm-hmm. Exercise, meditate, do qigong, you know, whatever it is, write a new book, start a book, I don't know, start creating some YouTube videos, or just sit still and just contemplate, you know, go within and ask yourself, why am I in this situation? What can I learn from it? See what your higher self wants to present to you. There's so many opportunities right now. Like, this is the biggest opportunity that humanity has had to raise the global vibration in forever.
Exactly.
You know, we got to take it. Seize the day. Carpe diem, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. It's a forced, a mandatory way to step up in our human evolution. Little by little, I remember one client, by the way, there are people who really are getting out of the fear. We will have to finish in about 5-10 minutes. I have 3 clients coming. So this is phenomenal. One client last week, he told me all the yoga studios are closed, but this particular one, I'm going to put the link here, are offering all the classes online, Kundalini Yoga, this, that, and that. This is phenomenal. So people who didn't have the time before, everybody can do it. People who never experienced that, they can start doing it. And I think it's a great opportunity. I've seen many people that are talking about crisis or opportunity. Well, like Paramahansa Yogananda says, you can look at the sewers, but you can look at the beautiful sky. So let's look at the opportunity. I agree with you. I don't know if there is anything else that you would like to say.
I mean, you know, it's great to have a chat with you again. It's been a year or so since we've connected. So, you know, I'm grateful just to have had this like 10, 15 minutes to talk with you, brother, and just to share. And, you know, for anyone listening, you know, you always get to choose in every single situation your own perspective and how you want to feel or frame a certain situation or event. And all we can do, well, we can do many things, but the best thing for us to do right now in this space is to frame it positively and to try and extract the gold from this.
Thank you very much, Jerry. It was
All right.
phenomenal. The client just called me that came here. I really
No.
appreciate and we'll keep in touch. But in summary, we have a great opportunity. Jerry's doing his help online. It's free. I am doing mine. There are many people. So let's take advantage. All right? Bye, Jerry.
Peace and love, beautiful souls.
Have a great day.
You later, brother. Take care.
Bye.